Hello, I'm Kelly Poland. I'm the Assistant District Administrator for Key Club in the Texas-Oklahoma District. Kenyon Black and I have put together this presentation to help train service leadership advisors, most particularly Key Club advisors. Advisors, this is a mandatory training for all Kiwanis advisors every 2 years. Governor Ralph Keene has instituted this training in order to better educate our Kiwanians on what it takes to be a Key Club advisor. I'd like to start off by just pointing out that the essence of life is to serve others and do good. Aristotle said this many, many years ago, and we in Kiwanis embrace this and live it every day of our lives. As I said earlier, this is an education tool to be an advisor, and we wanted to include faculty advisors in this as well. So why should a teacher be a faculty advisor? Many times teachers are burdened with extra duties, and this is one more. So Kiwanians, how do we go about finding a good faculty advisor? What can we do to encourage teachers to be a faculty advisor for a Key Club? Here's what I would like to point out. Students who volunteer are more likely to succeed in school, in high school and college. We know that, that's a known fact, and the Key Club is also recognized by all colleges as being a service organization. One of the things that we've noticed in Key Club is that the Key Club members themselves are usually those highly driven, successful students that are involved in a multitude of various activities. In fact, that's sometimes one of the downfalls of Key Club is that our members are too busy. But we need to remember that being a faculty advisor allows you to steer these students into being a successful, compassionate, and caring person. Members, why should you be a Kiwanis advisor? Well, for me, the main reason is to develop K-family relations that would encourage potential membership. You know, we're growing these Key Club members to be great civic citizens and members of the world, but we're not bringing them on in to Key Club or from Key Club to Kiwanis. Here's our opportunity to develop close relationships and friendships, not only with the members, but with their parents, and hopefully that will translate into new members for our Kiwanis clubs. Real quickly, what is the difference between advisors? Beyond the obvious of one is a teacher and one is a Kiwanis member, well, there's really not much. Both faculty advisors and Kiwanis advisors, they work closely and need to work as a team to ensure that the club is successful. Specific differences and duties will be discussed later on in this presentation. So how do we create a successful Key Club? Well, first of all, we instill Key Club's core values. And those core values are inclusiveness. You'll see that we include all shapes, sizes, colors, viewpoints, religions. We're very inclusive in Key Club. Character building. We want good character in tomorrow's world, and Key Club is essential in building character. Leadership. A very great strength of Key Club is teaching leadership in these kids. And of course, caring. Caring is the ultimate in what we want of tomorrow's world. This next slide shows 3 elements of what it would take to make a successful Key Club. The first is a heart to serve. We add that to a call to lead. And then we add again the courage to engage. These 3 things together will equal successful Key Clubs. Service leadership is defined like this. It is a premier level of social contribution to be a service leader, meaning that as you lead, you are also serving. Let's look at Heart to Serve a little more closely. Key Club provides opportunities to discover one's heart to serve. Also in Key Club, teenagers develop their ability to empathize. Empathy typically isn't seen until later in life, but in Key Club, we can develop that emotion. And what does the heart to serve look like? Well, first, and as I said earlier, foremost, is caring. A heart shows more care and compassion for others. Secondly, they learn how to identify their needs in their school and in their community more easily. And this one's a little different. Teenagers sometimes have difficulty expressing their own needs with words. They act out in various ways and can't really put to words their emotions. But having a heart to serve, they can better express those needs. And they know that they can make a difference. Teenagers worry about tomorrow's world, but having a heart to serve and being a part of Key Club, they soon learn that they are one who can make a difference in tomorrow's world. So, club advisors, how can you help? Well, first of all, we need to ensure that community service is the main focus of the Key Club and their projects. Secondly, I can't say it's less important than the first, but we need to make sure that all of the service projects and initiatives are student-led. Back off, advisors. Let the students pick their projects. Let them plan their projects. Let them succeed or fail in their projects. This is learning for them. You are mentoring them. But you can introduce the club to various charities and cause-related organizations that you might be aware of that they are not. You're adults. You can guide them. It might be more like herding cats, but you don't need to do the work for them. Just introduce them to a concept and let them run with it. Next, let's look at Call to Lead. Key Club as the organization will help students answer their call to lead. Many times kids don't feel like they're able to speak up for whatever reason. Maybe they're embarrassed, maybe they're afraid. But in Key Club, it will help them. They can develop their leadership abilities and answer that call. And they'll realize that sometimes standing up to lead is a much more difficult choice than just sitting back. And they'll develop that. What does having the call to lead look like? Well, of course, it's the willingness to step forward. We know that, but we're adults. We need to teach this to the kids. It's also displaying humility when you're in leadership positions. Not something, again, that kids are used to. Sometimes they think the leaders are the ones that get all the glory and all the fame. But most importantly, we need to teach them to have that humility. And they gain energy when they're solving their problems. They become more passionate about issues. And you'll see that they will steadily increase their involvement if they're a leader, when they have that responsibility. And they'll say, I am a leader. If they've never felt that before, that they are a leader, they're just a sheep that is following the crowd, now they'll have that, and they will say, I am a leader. Club advisors, how can you help with this? Praise. Don't we all love praise? Praise your members. Very similar, show appreciation to members who contribute, not just those who lead, but that develops those contributors into leaders. And recognize that leadership is in all members. You can offer opportunities for leadership by assigning students to various committees or committee chairs or one particular project to head that up. various ways to do that. And again, we must ensure that the club operations and decisions are all student-led. Yes, we are still herding those cats. Next is the courage to engage. As you can read here, someone who exercises the courage to engage decides to live a life of collaboration, not isolation. It does take courage to show up week after week, to engage in the various projects, to engage in conversation, to solve issues and conflicts. Key Club helps do this with all students. And what does the courage to engage look like? Well, those show the ability to engage with others and become more approachable. They learn how to work out conflict without help from adults, typically. And they're showing confidence more and more as they have to stand up in front of their club and speak for whatever reason. They go out into the community and interact with a wide variety of people, and they begin to show that confidence. Club advisors, how can you support the members? Well, encourage recruitment. Kids talk with kids. Get them to bring their friends in. Encourage the club officers to include fellowship at every meeting. Again, show appreciation. Give praise to those who show excellence. And again, as I said earlier, give them opportunities to interact with adults and students alike. Now, we spent a lot of time on those three elements: the heart to serve, the call to lead, and the courage to engage. And now we want some more specific duties of what you must do. First, let's talk about faculty advisors. It is your responsibility, faculty advisors, to hold elections for the officer positions, either late spring or August, soon after school starts. By holding it in late spring, you enable your officers to learn over the summer, to have a little bit of practice time, so to speak, that summertime. Also, they can, if you attend the district convention, they can attend forums designed for their specific office. Secondly, faculty advisors, and one of the more important things to us, is to collect and submit dues to International using your MUC. November 1st is the date to submit those dues in order to receive an early bird patch. If you are late, that would be December 2nd. So all dues are actually due on December 1st. We encourage November 1st for the early bird patch, and that's why we use the November 1st date. You should also have a club meeting at least twice a month. Picking a time to have this club meeting has proven to be one of the more difficult things for clubs to do because of the various schedules of all the members. Some clubs have more than one time period per day. Some schools have 3 or 4 lunch periods, and the clubs will hold meetings at each of those lunch periods with the various officers running the meetings. One of the very important things for a faculty advisor to do is to be a motivator, to get your kids involved and motivated and excited about serving their communities. Another thing that we at the district like to see is for you to bring your club members to the district convention. We have seen club membership grow purely because a club attended the district convention. If you want to get your club to be more enthusiastic, more engaged, bring some underclassmen to the district convention. They will come back so enthusiastic and brimming over with possibilities that they can't contain it, and they'll tell all their friends and fellow Key Club members, and you'll have a Key Club that is just bursting with passion and excitement and ready to go. So be prepared for that too. Kiwanis advisors, here are your specific duties. First, you need to ensure that your Kiwanis Club Secretary has listed you as the Key Club Advisor on the Secretary dashboard. This will initiate an email to you that will give you the link to go in to do a background check, and that will be all taken care of then. Next, you need to attend Key Club meetings and service projects. There, at those meetings and service projects, you'll have the opportunity to mentor the club members. This is so important. I cannot emphasize that enough. Some of these kids need adults in their lives, positive adults in their lives. And you, Kiwanians, may be the only positive adult figure in their life beyond their school teachers and administrators. Providing financial support is something that all Kiwanis clubs should do for their Key clubs. If it's not in your club budget, then pull it in out of your own pockets. The kids needs financial support, sometimes as seed money to do projects, sometimes to go to convention, as seen on number 5 here. Help those club members go to district convention because, as I said in the earlier slide, they become enthusiastic about Key Club and service. And lastly, and certainly not least, communication. As we know, typically adults will use email, so be sure you have a good working email address and check it frequently. Students, they use text, so you're going to need both in order to interact with the students. I referenced background checks earlier, and as I said, the club secretary listing you as the Kiwanis advisor to Key Club will initiate that email. It is the bylaws of Kiwanis International that all Kiwanis advisors to SLPs must have international background checks, not Texas, Oklahoma checks. If you do have a Kiwanis International background check, you do not have to have a TO check. Faculty advisors, this is not necessary for you. Your local school background check is perfectly fine. One of the best ways that you can stay connected with what's going on in the Texas-Oklahoma District Key Club is by regularly checking the website. On the website are resources for each of the officers, the president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, editor, as well as the advisor. In addition to those resources, you'll also find information regarding DCON, or the district convention, upcoming news, task of the month, the district newsletter. There's a lot of information on that website, so please take some time, go to www.tokeyclub.com and check it out. And where is there more info? You can also go to this link listed here, keyclub.org/grouping/advisors. That is a 72-page PDF that you can go in and look at, and on that is a monthly checklist. It describes how the club structure and how the clubs fit within the organization, meaning there's clubs, then divisions, then districts, and then international. Because we are a worldwide organization, there's a lot of moving pieces to us. So I would also, when you have time, take a look at this PDF file and just familiarize yourself with it. And I want to end with this. Destiny always involves you benefiting others beyond you. Your destiny is never only about you. Kiwanians, thank you. Faculty advisors, thank you for being part of this great organization. Your destiny is key in successful Key Clubs and Key Club members. Thank you.